Now, Manyaniya Shri N.K. Premachandran ji.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, sir, for giving me this opportunity to take part in the discussion on the motion of thanks to the presidential address. Sir, the annual ceremonial address by the President, His Excellency the President, as provided by under Article 87 of the Constitution, is meant to present before the Parliament the agenda of governance of the government for the next year. The basic purpose, the fundamental purpose of the presidential speech in the joint session of the Parliament is to pronounce the policies and programs of the government in the ensuing financial year or ensuing calendar year. That is the soul, that is the spirit of Article 87. But it is quite unfortunate to say that, with all humility to His Excellency's office, let me say that the speech of the Honorable President before the joint session of the Parliament is totally disappointing. That is, it is lacking vision. There is no policy directives. There is no programs to be ensured or to be implemented in the coming year. Sir, the 31-para speech of the President is merely a political statement regarding the achievements of the government during the last 11 years. And that too, the fake claims of achievements, untenable claims of achievements during the last 11 years. So this is also a repetition of the speech of June 27, 2024 and January 31, 2024. During these 2 years, the same speech was done of the achievements of the government during the last 10 years. The same repeated speech is being made by Honorable Her Excellency the President. Is quite unfortunate and disappointing, and that is why we are making all these observations. So now let us come critically and examine critically and factually the exorbitant or the untenable claims of the so-called achievements by the government during the last 11 years. First point is regarding the Nari Shakti. Mr. Chairman, sir, the Honorable President emphatically spoke about the significant emergence of Nari Shakti. I am pained to recall that our country has at the present, the women of various ages, and particularly those who are belonging to the backward class and backward caste, are subjected to various sorts of sexual abuse or intimidation in different parts of the country. The perpetrators of such heinous crimes are not being brought to book as they are having close proximity with the ruling party of the country. Sir, further, the Honorable President further says that the government has taken historic steps to empower the women and create opportunities for the youth. This is the next announcement made by Her Excellency the President. Sir, the data gives a different picture. The female labor force participation rate in India has dropped to just 19% in 2024. That is one of the lowest in the world. And further, the unemployment of the youth is marking to 7%. Urban unemployment is reaching to 22%. Sir, with all these things, how the opportunities, job opportunities are being created, whether Make in India program is providing job opportunities to the country. Yesterday, Rahul Gandhi has spoke very well regarding that is production as well as consumption. So I would like to know, and also the point to be very noted is that when you are having the growth of the economy, what is the share of manufacturing sector in the GDP? It has come down from 15.3% to 12.6%. That means employment generation is not there, and this is the lowest share of manufacturing contribution to the GDP in the 60 years. So the pertinent question, once again, I would like to ask to the government, how you are going to address the issues of empowering the youth and the women, for which a clear-cut policy directives is declared. Unfortunately, it is missing in the presidential speech. That is the first observation which I would like to make. As for the second one is regarding the federalism. Sir, the concentration of powers at the center undermines the principles of federalism. Sir, the President is praising one nation, one election. Sir, it is going to distract the federal fabric of the country. Unity among diversity is the basic cultural philosophy of our country, and the pluralism is the culture of our country, and the diversity is the beauty of Indian democracy. Sir, autonomy of the states will be in trouble if that law is being passed and it is enacted. Sir, another point regarding against the federal principles is the centrally sponsored schemes. In 2014-15, when the government comes to power, led by Sri Narendra Modi ji, at that time, the total number of centrally sponsored schemes were just below that 60. Now it has enhanced to 81. Sir, what is the role of the state legislative assemblies in fiscal allocation of various projects and schemes of the centrally sponsored scheme? Because the terms and conditions of the all CSSR, all centrally sponsored schemes are determined by the government of India. The state government and the state legislative assembly has no role. The state governments are forced to abide by the CSS because the state contribution for the CSS, who is determining? The central government. And all the Jal Jeevan Mission, all Prime Minister's Awas Yojana, all these projects, the state government has to take their share. And who is determining? It is being determined and passed by the parliament and the union government. What is the autonomous state of the state governments? The state government has no other way, but they are forced to bound by the CSS and they have to allocate the money for it. That is indirectly, it is taking away the autonomic character of the state as well as the state legislative assembly. This is not cooperative federalism. This is not competitive federalism. It is totally against the principles of federalism, and the federalism of the country is the basic feature of the Indian Constitution. This is under threat. The BJP-led government during the last 11 years, if you examine, scientifically and systematically changing the basic character of the Constitution to a unitary Constitution without amending the Constitution. That is what is going on during the last 10 years. Sir, coming to the third point is regarding the farmers. Sir, it was an announcement made by the Honorable Prime Minister that the income of the farmers will be doubled by 2022. Sir, what was the promise? Double the income of farmers by 2022. What is the reality? Sir, National Sample Survey Organization, average income of a farming household remains stuck at just 10,000 per month. But the input rate skyrocketed due to the inflation. And this is the situation. That is, where is the double income? And further, the number of farmers suicide alarmingly high. In 2023 alone, the farmer suicide is more than 10,000. What was the promise and what is the factual reality? It is directly a contradiction to the promise which was made by the government. And the number 4 point is regarding the labor force. Sir, it is very, very unfortunate to say, with all humility to Her Excellency, or the Honorable President of India, there is not even a single word in the 31-para speech of the Honorable President regarding the term labor. Sir, labor is the wealth creators of this country. There are a lot of things about the entrepreneurs, investors, ease of doing business. All these things are there. But unfortunately, the term labor is totally ignored in the presidential speech. This is the mindset and attitude of this government, anti-labor activities and anti-labor policies of the government. So, sir, the labor force and also I would like to say the statutory benefits enjoyed by the labor force is being taken away day by day. Regarding the employees pension scheme 1995, so many times I have taken this matter before the parliament. The labor ministry is also here. Sir, 1952 Act is there. This, sir, Donald Trump, after assuming the power as the President of India, after swearing of President, he has given more than 232 executive orders. Likewise, here the Chief Provident Fund Commissioner of India, he is every day issuing the executive orders by which the rights of the workers have been taken away. And I kindly say it is against the statute. It is against the Supreme Court judgment, and all these things are the violation of the constitutional provisions of the country. They are taking away the rights of the workforce in the country. Sir, 2 more points I will conclude. Regarding the insurance, it is, sir, kindly see, we are talking of the growth, prosperous and development of the country. As per the IRDA, life insurance penetration in India is declined from 3.2% to 2.8%. What is the reason? Para 7 of the presidential speech says that insurance for all, because all the insurance agents, LIC agents are going back because their commission and the benefits are being curtailed by the IRDA as well as the LIC management. So, sir, I am coming to the last point, that is regarding the Vikasit Bharat. Sir, you are speaker, sir, Vikasit Bharat by 2047. So, how is it possible? Social harmony in our nation is facing big challenge. So, the data of the Home Ministry, incidents of communal violence rose by 12% in 2024 compared to the previous year. Sir, if we want to become the Vikasit Bharat, I suggest, sir, number 1, prioritize job creation through the robust industrial policies, focusing on the production as well as consumption, as suggested by the leader of opposition, Sri Rahul Gandhi yesterday. And the second one is control inflation by addressing supply side bottlenecks. And the third one is increase healthcare, education spending to the global standard. And the fourth one, I'm finishing, sir, the restore trust in democratic institution. Sir, I conclude lastly, but not the least, foster unity, not division, because a fractured society cannot march towards progress, development and peace. With these words, I conclude. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir. माननीय श्री विजय हमसदक